Hi, I wanted to share a bit more context in case you wanted more than that short factual update I gave on where New York long-term care insurance legislation is as of February 2023. I think it's interesting to consider a few things that are going on that I have to imagine lawmakers are grappling with. One is that New York spends a lot of money on Medicaid, and long-term care is a huge driver of that budget. In particular, the Medicaid budget is over $75 billion, and according to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, nearly half of it flows to long-term support and services, a big chunk of which is long-term care. Second, as of January 2023, a bipartisan group of lawmakers came together to advocate for raising the reimbursement rates from New York Medicaid for long-term care services by 20%. Now, when you increase reimbursement rates by 20% on such a big driver of the New York Medicaid budget, that clearly is going to create conditions for getting more money into the system would be very beneficial. There was a quote in one article covering this topic from New York Governor Kathy Hochul that basically said as much, where she referenced getting more into the system. She wasn't specific about what that meant, but clearly it seems that more money would be a welcome change in the New York Medicaid system. Now, another thing to consider, and this is the last point that I'll make about the context, is that California put out a bunch of different proposals. They had a task force that was exploring a range of options. They've issued a report. I'll save the details of that for a different video, but I do think that some of why it might be taking a bit longer to get the revised draft in New York out could be that they're looking to California's work and thinking about what, if anything, from there it might make sense to incorporate in New York's approach. And certainly when you look at the similarities between California and New York with respect to Medicaid, it seems likely that New York might wish to draw at least some inspiration from California's work and not rely solely on Washington for the template. If that were to occur, I think there's a good chance that we might see the proposal for the New York program become more ambitious in scale. So hope that additional context is helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.